Hello again, everybody. This is Ren with, fun shirt time, I guess. Sure. And this is Paul, who is very essential in helping me get up to Worlds, extending the deadline to like the day of, which helped a lot because I don't have money.
Yeah. Well, you got a fair amount of help, I think, from all over the place, which is great. It's a good community. It's great to be here. We're going at it. We're sort of almost at the end of our first week. Ish. We had our break in a weird time, but we had to do that for logistical reasons. But we're day 5, 6?
Yeah, 5.
5, yeah. So almost a week, so a third through already. Which means everyone's going to start getting into gear pretty soon with testing and getting into choreo. And
we already started doing our Sword and Shield choreo
good.
as well.
That's happening, and it's great to have literally the world here.
Yeah.
People are from everywhere, countries everywhere. I don't think we have anybody sort of from Africa that I know of, or like you're from the continent of Africa or Asia, really.
I was just thinking about that.
We have somebody from Israel, so we sort of, I guess, but not like, we don't have anyone from China or Japan or any of those.
I was just thinking about that because it would be interesting to find out if, and that's just research on our part, about because I'm a big fan of Japanese, mostly anime. That's where it started, Japanese anime, drama. I've learned the language for a little bit. But I showed Ian a fight from, this is in Korea actually, and it was from the Three Musketeers. And this K-pop star, I don't remember who it was, but that's okay, played D'Artagnan. And it made me really question where exactly they're getting their source material from, because there was 2 against 1, D'Artagnan versus, I'm not sure which 2. It was just a trailer. Right. And at one point he turns around and he just swings his sword like this.
As we do.
I know he's definitely trying to be fancy, but I looked at it and Ian looked at it and we're just like, okay.
Yeah. We don't really have a lot of people. We don't know people in that part of the world. There's no major training body or association that we know of. There may be,
right?
But we don't know, and we don't speak the language, so it's hard for us to even find out.
Another reason for me to keep up with my Japanese and Korean.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm sure there are training institutions for the theatrical and film fighting. I'm sure. But we're just not connected to them in any way. So, but maybe when they do the next World in wherever they do it conference, someone will be able to figure out, or have access to the language to be able to communicate with them.
Yeah.
But the associations that we do have here are great, and they can at least speak English, so that helps us a lot.
One of my favorite things actually is, I didn't really realize this until the first day, is how the teachers interact with both us and each other, because we're essentially getting 2/3 different organizations per class. So then we have Nigel, and then we have Johnny Mac doing Katana, and they're both they're very different people, but then it's nice to watch each teacher sort of connect and coexist and teach together with each other, and it's always fun.
Well, that's certainly from an academic perspective for us, it was a question. You have these people that are experts in their field, but also in their own particular style and approach to that weapon. So, and you're putting them in the room and say, hey, teach together and teach a test fight together.
Yeah.
That could be a disaster. But luckily, the people that were invited to come here are very open and generous and very creative artists. So
if they're not stabbing at each other for fun.
but they're really sort of embracing each other's differences, which is really fun to see, because I hear them talk, and it's great because they'll go, yeah, he does it like this. It's like really weird, but it's kind of cool. And you go, okay, do it, teach it like that, and then I'll teach mine like this. And it's great for the students, because then two things. One, they learn that diversity is good, and most importantly, that this is an art form. So there is no right answer.
Right.
You know, and by the time you guys
Except for safety. Safety is
of
the
course,
only right answer.
yeah, and in that regard, they're all exactly the same.
Right.
Right. Regardless of what association they're formed from, there's nobody that has safety requirements that are different. They're all pretty damn spot on.
Like I'm sure, like the one main one is not the face. Just keep everything away from that.
So I'm really excited that everybody's really celebrating the diversity that we have, and it's great for the students and the participants in the teachers conference to kind of go, wow, that's how you do it. Well, okay, cool. And you know, creatively and sort of in your body, some people it feels better, right? That like a movement style feels better, and you go, oh, I like fighting with this. You know, like, you know, if it's more fluid or more, you know, staccato, or it depends on the person, right? So.
One of the things that we had in our small sword class today was when Hilda took over, she had us like sort of just wiggling our hips just a little bit to get sort of a different feel.
Yeah.
And it was also funny because watching Ian do that is kind of hilarious. You know, I've worked with Ian for so long, but then it also made us aware of how high up we tend to get in our bodies whenever we start to operate with the sword, because the sword's in our arms, we think we're supposed to move with our arms. But things come from your core and your hips, and when you start using things that are more grounded, everything becomes more fluid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's a good observation, and very, very true. I mean, none of those weapons come from the arms. You know? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're really enjoying it. The weather's been great. The residence is okay.
Yeah.
It's a residence.
It's nice and cool, actually. I was worried that they said there wasn't going to be air conditioning.
Where are you from? Oh, you're from Philly, so you're used to cold. So it's similar weather.
Yeah.
It's been good. The weather's been good. Residence is all right. The spaces are great. They're good sizes, and we have access to various foods. It's a bit, you know, if you have to go grocery shopping, there's parts of town that are a bit rough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But this is sort of the north part of town, which is, you know, can be a little rougher in that part. It always has been historically. I used to live in Toronto many, many moons ago. And even back then, this area, even when this university was quite small, you needed, you know, walk-in packs.
Yeah.
So that's all right, I guess. In that sense, I was saying the other day that you know, it's a great school, and this is Simon's school, and it was good that we were able to come here. But it's a weird, for people who are not from here, who are spending most of their time in a gym working out, and they get out a little bit on their day off to do laundry or get food. It's kind of shitty that this is their only what they will see of Toronto,
right?
You know,
unless you're lucky enough to drive.
Or if you have enough time to go downtown and see different parts of it.